Bob Shapiro, here we go. Here's the audio. Let's listen.
Not guilty, 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 not guilty.
And there it is, all 10 counts, not guilty on all 10 counts. Michael Jackson will be walking out of this courtroom a free man, not guilty on the more serious charges, the lesser charges, administering alcohol, a misdemeanor, a slam dunk against the prosecution.
Obviously, we're disappointed in the verdict, but we work every day in a system of justice. We believe in the system of justice, and I've been a prosecutor for 37 years, and in 37 years I've never quarreled with a jury's verdict, and I'm not going to start today.
I can't really point to any one specific item right now. There were tons of evidence to consider, and to pick one item out is really difficult. And I would just say that we considered all of the evidence, and of course, since it's a criminal trial, it had to be beyond a reasonable doubt. And in looking at all of the evidence and not just one specific item, that's the conclusion we arrived at.
Yeah? You want, yes?
Mr. Jackson? Hey, Joe.
We take all our fans for the support they gave us, Diane Diamond and Nancy Grace was not good to us at all.
No, definitely not.
I was convinced all along the jury would find him not guilty. I thought the prosecution's case was really ridiculous, and I thought they went to every absurd length they could to try and make something out of nothing. So I was not surprised by the verdict. It's been a terrible ordeal for him. He's had trouble sleeping, he's had trouble eating. It was an exhaustive 5 months, and fortunately we came out ahead, and now he can rebuild his life. Michael is a very down-to-earth person. He's very honest, he's very genuine. And if you look at some of his interviews, you'll see someone who's being very, very honest about who he is and how he lives and how he doesn't live. He's actually very uncomplicated. He's very honest and open about his upbringing, about the childhood he wishes he had had, and about why he thinks the world should spend more time devoted to its children, why adults have made this world a violent and at times very dishonest place. And Michael's very down to earth.
wanted to direct this question mainly to the parents on the jury, somebody with children. And some of the more troubling evidence to many observers was about Mr. Jackson sleeping in bed with children. And I was wondering if you found that troubling or believable, and B, if you would approve if your own children would do such a thing.
And were you asking that of...
Any parents on the jury? I see you nodding, ma'am. I'd like to ask you.
Well, as a parent, it's something that you are constantly, every moment of your day, you're protective over what happens to your children. And I guess I might be speaking maybe for myself and a few others, jurors, that, what mother in her right mind would allow that to happen, or just freely volunteer your child, to sleep with someone, and not just so much Michael Jackson, but any person for that matter. So that's something, that mothers, I think, are naturally concerned with.
So did you feel that the mother in the case was at fault rather than Mr. Jackson?
I'd like to comment on that, but I believe at this time I probably shouldn't.
Okay, that would again for that. Just move it along.
Hi, thanks for all of you to come. My name is Steve Lentz from KFWB Radio. If I could just ask, when the mother, Janet Arvizo, looked at you and said, "It's burned right here in my brain," I can tell you the media kind of laughed. Could I just ask your reaction when you heard, the comment from the mother, when she looked at you directly and talked to you?
Are you asking me?
Yes, I am.
Well, what number are you? I'm number 10. She said a lot of things that were maybe a little... They came on very strong, and when she said it was something, burned right there, I kind of felt that, she... there was a lot of things probably burned right there, so I don't know how to answer that really.
Could we go to the lady behind you there, please? Yeah.
I'm number 5. I disliked it intensely when she snapped her fingers at us. That's when I thought, don't snap your fingers at me, lady.
Thank you.
Well, number 4, I know.
I was very uncomfortable with that. A lot of the witnesses looked over at us from time to time, but then they'd look back. But she didn't take her eyes off of us, so that was a very uncomfortable feeling.
3 hours after the acquittal of Michael Jackson, and there has yet to be comment from Michael Jackson or any members of his family. Well, all that is about to change as we welcome in her debut here on MSNBC my new colleague Rita Cosby with a world exclusive, and Jermaine Jackson will be joining Rita. Good evening, Rita.
Good evening, and indeed, as you point out, none of the family members has commented at all up until this point, but we have with us now exclusively on the phone Jermaine Jackson, the older brother of Michael Jackson. Jermaine, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, Jermaine, first of all, what was your reaction to the verdict?
I was very, very happy because we always felt from the very beginning my brother was 1,000% innocent. That's what we stuck to. That's what we always knew, and that's what the jury did a great job. They did the right thing. And we're very happy. The family's rejoicing, and Michael's resting, and we're all very happy, Rita. Very happy that was done.
What was Michael's reaction, Jermaine? You were near him in the courtroom at the time. What did he say and what did he do?
No, during the final part, the judge, he only was in the courtroom, so I stayed out to let my mother and other people go in. So I didn't see his reaction, but he was strong. He was very strong. he's been tremendously strong. But I would like to really, really thank the supporters from around the world, the fans and the people who love my brother, who love the family, who's always supported us. Because, like I said from the very beginning, he's been 1,000% innocent. And that showed today. But it was a long, long struggle and a tough road. But being a family and staying together, we can overcome anything, and that's what we proved. So, but thank you, and thank everyone who really believed in us. And we know that the ones who didn't and who said this and that, but that's not what it's about. We thank God. We thank the people who have been there and who know who we really are. And so I'll say it again. Thank you to the world, really.
And Jermaine, we heard from the jurors, too. I was very impressed with them. Here they were, you know, the regular jurors, also the alternates, very thoughtful. They seemed very level-headed. What were your impressions of the jury, and what would you like to say to this jury tonight?
Well, I would like to say the jury has been wonderful, and there are wonderful people in this county. It's just the people who are in authority weren't so nice. And you know who I'm speaking of, but the taxpayers up here and the people, it's a wonderful community, but at the same time, the people who were put in power, those were the ones who weren't so nice and who concocted this whole thing from the very beginning. But justice was served. My brother was 1,000% innocent. I am the most happiest person. Also, my son's birthday is today. Dante, he's 13, and that was a special day. Today is a special day, and I'm just going to let Tito say hi right quick.
Okay, great. Tito, do we have Tito Jackson on?
Yes.
Tito, what is your reaction? This is Rita Cosby. You're on now live on MSNBC with Keith Olbermann. Tell us, if you could, your reaction to the verdict.
Oh, it's a beautiful day today. Like Jermaine was saying, it's a beautiful day, and we're just glad all of this is behind us. We can go on with our lives, and Michael can go on with his life and do what he does best, and that's making good music, making his fans happy, people happy all over the world, and that's what it's about.
Now, Tito, how tough was this for the family? You know, we saw pictures of Michael. He looked so thin. He lost a lot of weight as this case went on. This really took a toll on him.
Well, of course, this would take a toll on anyone, but at the same time, you must remember that he's a very strong individual, but when you're faced with such allegations, it would just beat you down in that fact. So he's strong. He's getting his strength back moment by moment, and he knows that he's going to be Michael Jackson in the future and do the good music that he's always done and make people happy. And that's what it's about.
And Tito, what are the family's plans tonight? What are you guys doing, and what is Michael doing right now?
Well, right now we're just trying to absorb everything. Like I said, Michael's resting and enjoying his family, his children, and just taking it easy today. Today is a day of rejoice and to just take in everything and have fun. Enjoy, party, have fun. Just enjoy your life. He has his life back, and he can do his thing.
You know, I spoke, Tito, with Jermaine probably about 30 seconds after the verdict came down, and the first thing Jermaine said to me was, my brother is free. A black cloud is lifted off of him. How do you feel? Do you feel that this has sort of wiped the slate clean for him and he can start fresh now?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last part of your question.
Do you feel that now sort of these allegations against him are over with once and for all? He can start fresh?
Yes, I'm glad that he's got all this behind him, and pretty sure that there's a lot of people, and there's certain people that doesn't report the news accurate for their own personal fame and gain, and they know who they are. I've listened to the news so many times when the news was reporting one thing and it wasn't what was going on in that courtroom. So now that some people are probably scratching their heads and saying, how did that happen? That's because some of the media didn't give the public the full story. They didn't give them the true cross-examination. And that happens at times. But now Mike was free. He went through the justice system. And like Jermaine was saying, it's a beautiful county out here. And now Tom Stedden, he can retire and do whatever he needs to do. He had his day in court, and that's about that. And leave Michael Jackson, leave him alone.
What would you say to Tom Sneddon? The DA came out earlier today, Tito, and he said that he feels that the case was justified. He still stands by the reason he brought charges against your brother. What would you say to him tonight if he's listening?
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry?
Tito, what would you say to Tom Sneddon tonight? Because he said that he still stands by the charges, that he's, you know, he felt he did the right thing. What would you say to the DA tonight if he's listening?
Well, I don't have anything to say to Mr. Stetton, you know, nothing at all. So it's a beautiful day for the family. We went through his justice system, and there was the jurors on the stand. My brother's found innocent under 10 counts, and that's that about that.
What do you think's ahead for your brother career-wise, Tito?
I'm sorry?
What do you think's ahead for your brother career-wise?
Oh, Michael Jackson is Michael Jackson, and no matter if he sold 40 million records off of one record and sold 15 off his last or whatever the counts may be, Michael Jackson will be Michael Jackson, and you can't take that away from him, and who knows what the future is for him.
Do you think he's going to be bigger than ever?
He's never been small.
All right. Well, Tito, thank you very much. We so much appreciate Tito Jackson, also Jermaine Jackson, two older brothers of Michael Jackson, joining us live here exclusively. Keith, back to you.
Rita Cosby, great work. Tito Jackson saying it was a beautiful day today, and Tom Sneddon, he can retire. And Jermaine Jackson saying the family always knew he was 1,000% innocent, and giving us the first indication of what Michael Jackson has been doing in the hours since the acquittal, resting. In Jermaine's words, he was strong. He's been tremendously strong throughout.
It was, in the end, a stunning verdict. A Santa Maria jury finds Michael Jackson not guilty on each and every charge he faced. No compromises, no hung jury. It seems no second thoughts. A jury of 8 women and 4 men found there just wasn't enough evidence to put Jackson behind bars. Leaving after the verdict, he seemed to be a shell of the man who danced on the SUV at the outset of this case. We're joined now on the phone by one of the alternate jurors in the case. Charles Luke was known as alternate juror number 3. Mr. Luke, thanks very much for taking the time to come on the program. We appreciate it. All right, so let me ask you the first and most obvious question. If you had been one of the deliberating jurors, would you have come up with the same verdict?
Michael Jackson was like a Christ-like figure for us, okay? And to know that this man over the last 15 years has been torn down, crucified, slandered, bad-mouthed, you know, everyone would rather talk about something negative, like he wanted to buy the Elephant Man's bones. So what? You know what? I would buy them too.